Most people spend their whole lives looking for the right business idea. They scroll through videos, they listen to podcasts, they watch other people win, and they keep waiting for something that feels exciting enough to start. Something that sounds impressive at dinner. Something with a good story. But here's what nobody tells you about the businesses that actually make people wealthy. They're not exciting. They're not impressive at dinner. The story behind them is almost always the same. Somebody spotted a simple problem that never goes away, built a system around solving it, and let that system run. That's it. That's the whole secret. The businesses we're talking about today will not impress anyone at a party. Nobody asks follow-up questions when you say you own a laundromat. But the person who owns 3 of them in the right neighborhoods is probably clearing more money every month than most people with corner offices. Business isn't about being exciting. Business is about being useful. And the most useful businesses are almost always the most boring. The first one costs less than a used car to get started. Vending machines. Most people walk past them without a single thought about who owns them. But somebody does. And that somebody is collecting money around the clock without being there. A single machine costs between $2,000 and $3,000. You place it somewhere with consistent foot traffic, an office building, a hospital, a gym, and it runs itself. A well-placed machine nets between $300 and $600 every month. The model is built to scale. 10 machines averaging $400 a month is $4,000 in monthly income with no employees and no storefront. The machine works while you sleep. The second is even more invisible. ATMs. Every time someone pulls out cash, a fee gets charged. And that fee belongs to whoever owns the machine. A new ATM costs between $3,000 and $5,000 to set up. In a solid location, it processes 150 to 300 withdrawals a month at a surcharge between $2.50 and $4 per transaction. Most owners net $300 to $700 per machine monthly. It pays for itself within 6 to 12 months, and after that, it's almost entirely profit. You find the location, load the cash periodically, and collect. That's the whole operation. The third business people have been underestimating for generations: laundromats. Opening one costs between $200,000 and $500,000, which sounds like a lot until you see what it produces. A well-run laundromat generates $15,000 to $30,000 per month, with profit margins between 20% and 35%. The 5-year success rate sits at 95%, one of the highest of any small business in America. People will always need clean clothes. When the economy is struggling, when it's thriving, in every season. Demand never fluctuates. 90% of customers become repeat visitors simply because the laundromat is close to where they live. The fourth one most people drive through every week without ever considering owning: car washes. A self-service operation starts around $150,000 to $400,000, with margins between 20% and 40%. The part most people miss is the subscription model. Monthly memberships priced between $20 and $50 create recurring revenue that doesn't depend on any given day's weather. An operator with 300 members at $35 a month is generating $10,500 before a single drive-up customer arrives. There are over 290 million registered vehicles in America, and every single one gets dirty. That's not a trend. That's physics. The fifth is where the real quiet money lives: self-storage. Building a facility costs between $1.5 million and $2 million, but the average profit margin is 41%, and the average owner clears $184,500 in annual profit. Almost no staff, minimal maintenance, and none of the tenant headaches that come with residential real estate. People need storage when they move, when they downsize, when life changes. The demand follows human behavior, not economic cycles. None of these will ever go viral. But the people who own them are building income that doesn't need them to show up every day to survive. The most dangerous lie in personal finance is that wealth has to be exciting to be real. These 5 businesses have been quietly proving the opposite for decades.